Hey man, what's going on, guys? Back at it again with another video. Put this quick video up. I decided to do some NFL scores and stats of certain players out of all the games. Just letting you know, currently the Arizona Cardinals and the Detroit Lions are still tied in overtime, 27 all, with 110 left. It's 4th and 7. And Arizona Cardinals are debating whether they're going to punt or go for it on 4th and 7. If you don't make it, literally the Lions are close to field goal range. So, besides that, let's talk about earlier scores and games. So, the Giants versus Dallas, 17-35. Dallas whooped our ass, of course. Dak Prescott, 25 out of 32, 405 yards, 4 TDs, 0 picks. Eli Manning, who they still think ain't got nothing left in the tank for, could probably be his last season in the NFL, but I want him to go out with a bang regardless. 306 yards, 30 out of 44, 306 yards, 1 TD, no picks. That's the big thing, no picks. Of course, guys, I'm still waiting for equipment when I get the chance to get that one day so I can have a better setup, and I'm not always trying to do this by my phone. Let's talk about some stats. Also, with the Dallas and the Giants game, Saquon, 11 touches for 120. 11 rushes, for 120 yards. 2 catches for 17 yards. No TDs. Of course, a lot of people are angry. Some of the YouTube subscribers that I'm subscribed to, they're pretty angry of why you are not running the ball with Saquon Barkley. I had one of my subscribers. I was talking to that person earlier, and they were explaining something to me, which could be true, maybe not. But they were saying that maybe the reason why that was happening is to put Eli out there, and to respect the John Mara family. Pat Shurmur has Eli Manning out there playing, which I think he looked good, but still, maybe Pat Shurmur wanted to somewhat expose Eli Manning to show that, this is what Eli Manning is, and this is what he has left in the tank, which isn't much, and that it's time for him to go ahead and retire and put Daniel Jones in there, and that way Daniel Jones and Saquon can get a chemistry going. But that's a good analogy. If you think about it, it could be that. Maybe Pat Shurmur wants to try to go ahead and, of course, still let Eli Manning go out with class, but show that maybe that Eli Manning will. he probably wants Eli Manning to come out earlier in the season than usual. I don't think he wants him to play the full season. But I tell you what, let's say these next 3 games where the Giants got the Bills, the Bucks, and the Redskins, and the Giants are 3-1. Would you want to take out still Eli Manning? Do you want to still? Don't you want to be a better coach and play calling and giving Saquon Barkley the ball more? Of course you do, because if you're not giving Saquon Barkley the ball more, there's going to be some issues. All right, that's my problem that I have. But besides that, just think about that, guys. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Send me a comment. Let me know what you think about that analogy about Eli Manning. And also, our defense is horrible. The rookies on the secondary are atrocious. Yeah, you could consider that the last game of preseason, if you want to per se, but that defense is horrible. Rush defense was great. Of course, Zeke had 13 carries, 53 yards, 1 TD. And Evan Ingram, 11 catches, 116 yards for 1 TD. All right, so let's go to Tennessee Titans and the Cleveland Browns. 43-13, Tennessee. Marcus Mariota, 14 out of 24, 248 yards, 3 TDs. Baker Mayfield, 25 out of 38, 285 yards, 1 TD, 1 INT. Travis Henry, 19 carries, 84 yards, and 1 TD. Nick Chubb, 16 carries, 74 yards, 0 TDs. And Odell Beckham Jr., my ex-Giant, who was talking so much trash about the Giants because he felt butthurt on how he got let go. 7 catches, 71 yards, 0 TDs. Go OBJ. Baltimore Ravens and the Miami Dolphins, 59-10. That was Baltimore. Lamar Jackson, 17 out of 20, 324 yards, 5 TDs. Fitzpatrick, man, 14 out of 29, 185, 1 TD, 1 INT. Falcons versus the Vikings, 12 to 28. Of course, the Vikings won that. Matt Ryan, 33 out of 46, 304 yards, 2 TDs, 2 interceptions. Old Cousins, buddy, 8 out of 10, 98 yards, 1 TD. Didn't get to see that game. I don't know if he came out early out in the game because they were up 28-0 in the third quarter. But, man, he did nothing for me in the fantasy this week. And, of course, Dalvin Cooks, man, 21 rushes, 111 yards, and 2 TDs. Bill versus Jets. Le'Veon Bell's return to the NFL, making his debut after a year and a half not playing. They lose that game 17-16. That win goes to the Bills. Where old Jared Allen went 24 out of 37, 254 yards, 1 TD, 2 interceptions. He's going to have to learn how to cut that down. Of course, it's the second year. But in your second year, you should be moving a little bit more forward and doing a better job and seeing the field a lot better as a sophomore being in the NFL. Sam Darnold, 28 out of 41, 175. 1 touchdown, no picks. And, of course, Le'Veon Bell, 17 carries, 60 yards. Redskins versus the Eagles, 27-32. Eagles win that one. Case Keenum looked great, 30 out of 44, 380 yards, 3 TDs. Carson Wentz came in the second half and blew it up because the first half he looked like trash. Second half, he did a lot better than the first half. So 28 out of 39 for him, 313 yards, 3 TDs. And Deshaun Jackson back with the Eagles and making his debut again with the Eagles once again. 8 catches, 154 yards, and 2 TDs. Let's go to these later games as you were getting around to the 4 o'clock on, man. But, of course, there's more games. A lot of these games were played at 1 and 4. But Rams and the Panthers, 30-27. Rams barely hold on to win that one. But Jared Goff went 23 out of 39. Only $186 and 1 TD. Cam Newton, 25 out of 38, 239 yards, 1 touchdown. No, actually, let me change that. Jared Goff had 1 TD, 1 INT, where Cam Newton was 25 to 38, 239 yards, and 1 INT. No touchdowns. Colts versus the Chargers. This was a good game towards the end. It looked like it was going in. It did go into overtime, and the Chargers had possession, and they win the game by scoring a touchdown in overtime. 24-30. Jacoby Brissett, 21 out of 27, 190 yards, 2 touchdowns. Phillip Rivers, as always, 25 out of 34, 333 yards, 3 TDs, 1 INT. Bengals and the Seahawks, 20 out of 21. Bengals is one of those teams that they also, crapped on the Giants. We're in the bottom of the NFL in the power ranks. But they put up a good fight against the Seattle Seahawks and that defense and that offense that's supposed to be so-called explosive and in the top 15 this year in the power ranks. Where Andy Dalton went 35 out of 51, 418 yards, and 2 TDs. Russell Wilson, 14 out of 22 TDs. That's pretty much what came out of those guys. But Andy Dalton was lighting it up, man. Too bad they lost that game. But, hey, man, week 2, here we go, man. 49ers and the Bucks, 31-17. That'll go to the 49ers. A blowout. Old Mr. Garoppolo here was looking like trash for a while. He picked it up, though, but still, nothing too crazy. 18 out of 27, 166 yards, 1 TD, and 1 pick. Jameis Winston, man. 20 out of 36, 194 yards, 1 TD, and 3 picks. You throw 3 picks, man, you're not going to win the game. There's not too many quarterbacks I've seen win games. I've seen a few in my lifetime. Of course, Brett Favre has done it because he's an interception king. I've seen Tony Romo do it. I've seen Eli Manning do it. But, of course, they didn't throw for 1 touchdown. Their stats were like 3 or 4 touchdowns and 3 picks. But you throw that picks and you're not really producing on offense, you're going to lose the game. But, not a good week 1 for the Bucs. So, and right now, I don't know what's going on. I lost sight of the Detroit Lions and the Arizona Cardinals. But last time I saw it was 27-27. Detroit Lions were moving the ball. Last time I saw them with the ball, they were at their own 34-yard line. And the wide receiver went out of bounds. I don't know what happened. I think it went to commercials. But later Sunday night game tonight will be the Patriots versus Steelers. That's going to be a good game. And that's at 8:20 p.m. on NBC. The Texans and the Saints and the Broncos and the Raiders will be 2 Monday night games. That'll be tomorrow. The Texans and the Saints will be at 7:10 p.m. Eastern. And the Broncos will be at 10:20 p.m. Eastern. Of course, this is how they usually do it on week 1, where they usually put 2 Monday night games. But, that's what's going on. Last stats I saw for Matthew Stafford, he was 25 out of 39 with 366 yards and 3 TDs. Of course, he's probably surpassed that already by now. Kyler Murray at 284 yards, 2 TDs, and 1 interception. And he was 29, or correction, he was 29 out of 54 with 308 yards when I updated it with 2 TDs, 1 INT. Making his NFL debut, he's a rookie coming out of Oklahoma Sooners, of course. And yeah, you could tell that him being short, he's getting a lot of batted balls down, and the defensive line for the Detroit Lions have done a great job for that. But we'll see. Right now we're in commercials. We're coming back. All right, so the game is final. Detroit Lions and the Arizona Cardinals end in a tie, 27-27 all. That was trash. Detroit Lions had to win, and they decided pretty much that's a loss. Matthew Stafford here, 28 out of 46, 289 yards and 3 TDs. David Johnson, 18 rushes and had 81 yards. And T.J. Hawkinson, the rookie tight end from the Detroit Lions, 6 catches, 131 yards and 1 TD. Well, folks, that is all for the stats and scores for this week in the NFL. If you like what you see, subscribe and comment. And let me know what you guys think about that thought about Eli Manning that I put out early in the beginning of the video. Until next time, guys, like and subscribe. Peace.